What's going on, Gills fans? Welcome back to the A93 show and welcome back to the home of football, Priestfield Stadium. As Gills welcome bottom of the table, Forest Green Rovers to MWA&B today in this League 2 clash, following on from a very positive performance away at Acton last week, which saw the Gills come back from 1-0 down to win the game 2-1 in the end. Goals from Colin Marson and Macaulay Bonn in that one. I'm very late recording this intro today, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but we just need to follow on from last week, the second half of last week. More importantly, I think we were fairly average throughout the whole game until that last part of the second half when we get back into the game, where it was absolutely fantastic and that couldn't handle us. And that was really answering a few questions that people had of, can we do it against the sides around us, or just because the 2 wins before that really the team's down near the bottom of the table. But obviously, we welcome managerless Forest Green to MWA&B today, as they did sack Tory Deeney yesterday. So I don't know who their interim manager is in charge, but it should be a different game to the one we saw at their place just before Christmas. But we are looking, hopefully, to extend this winning run, and hopefully again by the end of the day be back into those playoff places. And there is changes in this Gills side today. Stephen Clements has made a few changes to the side that started the last game and has started the last few, and he's finally answered that prayer of many Gills fans, starting Macaulay Bonn and Hawkins. So without further ado, I'm going to go through the team news and then we'll get back into the game. So we have Tanner in goal. Hutton starts his first game for the Gills after signing in the week. Marson, Ogie, Aymer, Malone, Lapsley, Coleman, Mahoney, Hawkins and Bonner on the bench. We've got Morris, Clark, Mackenzie Dieng, Williams, Nichols and Ashley Naderson makes a return to the bench after injury. So, big changes in there today. The most notable one, obviously, is Hutton. So, a few changes in there today. The most notable one, of course, being Hutton coming in at right wing back. Mackenzie on the bench. I kind of expected that, and I hope that's not the end of Mackenzie. But the bigger news, of course, is Che being left out of the side completely. I do think this signing of Hutton will be the end of Che Alexander at Gills. He's been a great servant over the last couple of years. I just think it's time for him to move on to pastures new after recent performances, and I think Hutton and Mackenzie are the way forward to go with the 2 right wing backs we've got. Although Mackenzie's injury record, as much as I love him and I think he is one of the best players in this squad, his injury record does go against him a lot of the time. But I'm very excited to see Hutton. So he, of course, comes in, and I'm sure a lot of you would have seen the stats and facts from his time at Swindon Town. Yes, the Swine is where we got him from, but stats and facts at Swindon Town. He's a very attacking fullback, got a lovely delivery on him, and I believe he had sort of the most assists from a fullback at some point, the most crosses into the box from a fullback, which with Bonn and Hawkins in the middle will be absolutely fantastic today and hopefully moving forward. I would like to see us bring in a striker, but I think this could be almost like Macaulay Bonn reborn, seeing him up front with Hawkins in a different role to what we've seen him before in a dual shirt, and also with that fullback that is willing just to get those crosses in. I said so many times at Gills games, I've said it so many times in these videos, we need to whip across, and sometimes we just need to get that cross in and make the defenders out, make the danger men, pressure those defenders and get to the ball first. So I'm excited for that. The only question mark for me would be George Lapsley in the middle with Ethan Coleman. For me, and I say this every week, my midfield 2 would be Coleman and Mackenzie. I think they allow Mahoney and forward players and these two wing backs to just stay as high as possible and really attack them on the front foot with Mahone and all this talk about Hutton. Obviously, I've not seen him in a dual shirt yet, so we'll wait and see what he's like. But it allows them to be so much higher and still have that defensive strength. So look, really excited for the game today. Obviously no Bella with me today, but she will be watching from home, of course, and then she will be back for the MK Dons game next week. Before we go into the stadium, I'm going to give a massive shout out to our partner Drip Socks. If you're looking for the grippiest grip socks in the game, check out Drip Sock. Link down below with a 10% discount if you're a footballer looking to up your game with some grip socks. They are the best in the business, as worn by Gills striker Macaulay Bonn, who I'm hoping will get another goal in them after this goal against Accrington. And also, or if you're just looking for some fashionable socks to wear with your sliders, coming into summer, you're looking for some fashionable white socks to wear with those shorts and sliders, get your drip socks in the description below. Use our code for 10% off at checkout. And as we always do on this channel, I'm going to get into the stadium and leave you, as we always do, up the Gills. Right, the Gills fans, that is half time. It's 0-0 here at Priestfield in a game where Gills have we dominated. We looked the team more likely to score, but for all our good play and all the essential chances, we haven't had overly many chances. We've had really good, the ball, really good attacking areas, but we're struggling to really make any sort of breakthrough. Anything of such is going to end up in a goal. You know, I feel like I say this every week. We lack killers. We lack that. You know, yeah. I feel like I say this every week. That we really lack killers in the side, and someone that's going to go and snatch that goal. You know, Ollie Hawkins had a few ways knocked down, and I do think that the combination of Corner and Ollie Hawkins is our best striking partnership, but they're not fully clicking yet. We've had, as I say, good opportunities. Ollie Hawkins had a header where he knocked it. Didn't really get much power out. I thought Hutton just looked really good. He's got a really good attacking threat. I think, although yes, we haven't scored and we've looked much better team, I think one thing we're really missing, and it seems to be a common theme again with this Gills side, is we just lack urgency getting the ball forward. We lack the, as is common occurrence in these videos, we'll do inspiration by page for too. Of course, I'm joking, always a pleasure. But yeah, we just sort of lack a killer in this side, and I think the new lad Hutton's really, really good going forward. He's got this different type of energy, a right wing back, where he isn't afraid to just put a cross in, and an early cross in, he put one over Hawkins, which was a really good ball. And, you know, that will create us a lot of goals going through this season. I think we've probably done a couple of times seeing him playing. That ball is going to be very effective against teams that are pushing up and catching teams on the counter. Against Forest Green, they're going to be very defensive resolute, and we need to come out and break them down in this half. At this moment in time, I don't particularly see it overly happening. I don't, you know, for all our good play, I don't see us scoring a goal yet, which is obviously disappointing. But you know, I don't think there's negatives to take out at the first half for now. I think it may be a little bit too passive at the back. Sometimes we just, as I say every week, instead of shuffling it over, we need to just switch the ball over. But no, we're looking good, but we need to look better, and we need to look more of a threat to them going in the second half. Let's hope the Rainman can work his magic and really pull that ball in, and hopefully we're going home with all 3 points at the end of the game. We'll see you all at the end of the Gills. How we let them score from that? Play it! Go on then. Right, guys, that's game done. As you can see, I'm now home. Where to start? As you will know by now, the game finished 1-1. Gills taking the lead for a header from Molly Hawkins, but then sort of I think it was actually 8 minutes later, but let's say 5 minutes later, Forest Green, we have a bad, I think it comes from Turner as a bad kick out. Ball sort of runs through to their goalkeeper. He miskicks it, goes through the middle to the lad. He's played a pass round. Ogie can't get there. They go through and it's a great finish and it's 1-1. And disappointing, you know, it's a disappointing result against bottom of the league. I've seen a lot of people, look, there was boos at the end, whether you agree with them or not, based off that performance. I didn't do it myself, but if you were, fair enough. I mean, after that performance, bottom of the league, you know, we win that game, we're going to playoffs. Yes, MK lost, which helps us, but if we win that game, we're going to playoffs. You know, we're a team fighting for playoffs. Yeah, we're not entitled to win these games, but you're expected to win these games. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say we're not entitled to win these games. They are correct. We're not entitled to win these games, but we are expected to win these games. People competing for the playoffs and the top spots should be beating teams like Forest Green, especially after going 1-0 up. I think today, and I'm going to be critical of Clements, he got it wrong. He got his substitutions wrong. He brought Macaulay Bonoff. I thought he was having one of his best games in a Gills shirt. I was probably likely to get a goal. He did have one ruled for offside. Brought Ashley Naddison on. Now look, I'm a big fan of Nads, but today just wasn't at it. His passing was off. He missed a couple of easy chances that he should be finishing, and you know, bad day at the office for Nads. I think the subs that he made needed to be to solidify us more than anything. My changes would have been Rob McKenzie on for Hutton. I think, to be fair, big positive from today. He was very good and getting the ball into the right areas. So I would have brought him off for Rob McKenzie, sure us up at the back. And then maybe Johnny Williams on for Conor Mahoney. I wouldn't have brought George Lapslie off. I thought George Lapslie was doing okay. If I was going to bring George Lapslie off for anyone, it would have been Tim Dieng and not Johnny Williams. Yeah, and I just think overall we simply weren't good enough. And in a game where we should be expected to win, simply put, we're expected to win those games and should be winning those games, and it's really disappointing, really frustrating. I'm genuinely angry at the situation today. Very angry at the situation today. No, I'm not going to make any stupid comments like sack Clements, whatever. I just think he got it wrong today, and I think what we're seeing is someone who's a very, very good coach and has shown and has the CV that shows that he can coach at the highest level in the English game. But can he manage as well as he coaches? I don't know. I don't know is the answer to that question. But we move on now. We've got MK Dons away next weekend. That's a massive game. You know, two teams well in the playoff race, and if we perform like that against MK Dons, then we're nowhere near it. I thought we were too passive for too much of that game. We had a flurry, as we seem to always do at the moment. We had a flurry where we created quite a few chances, only converted the one. Ollie Hawkins finally getting his goal. Very happy for him. And it was a very good header from the corner. Very good corner from Conor Mahoney, who I genuinely thought, and people can disagree with me, had probably his worst game in the Gills shirt today. And that's really... It's not a criticism or me being out of order. I genuinely thought he had one of his worst games in Gills shirt today. But look, we move on. It's a point, but it's 2 points lost, in my opinion. And we fully deserve to lose that game. Forest Green had a flurry of opportunities at the end of it where they've had a double save from Turner, 2 cleared off the line, and could have ended up winning that game. But we move on to MK Dons next weekend, and Bella will be back with me for that, and hopefully we can get back to winning ways. But before we go, massive shout out again to our partner Dripsock. Please check them out, description below for 10% off. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and let us know in the comments what you thought of the game and what you thought of our thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And as always, we will see you next time at the next game, as we always do on this channel. Up the Gills.